new styles, everyday finds, one place. Welcome to Shack Shop, your go-to online store for women's fashion and must-have essentials. From trendy outfits to lifestyle items you didn't know you needed, it's all here. Easy shopping, great prices, new arrivals dropping often. Shop smarter. Shop Shack Shop. Visit us online today.
Michelle Randolph reveals the quiet lesson she learned from Cassie Randolph's Bachelor experience. 6 years after The Bachelor delivered one of its most emotionally charged seasons, Michelle Randolph is finally speaking, carefully, about what she absorbed from watching her sister, Cassie Randolph, navigate love under a microscope. Cassie's 2019 journey on Colton Underwood's season was unlike most. She didn't just accept a final rose, she became the emotional center of a season defined by dramatic exits, fence-jumping headlines, and an ending that blurred the line between reality television and real life. For Michelle, who has since built her own career as a rising actress, that experience quietly shaped how she now approaches relationships, fame, and personal boundaries. And the lesson, she says, wasn't about romance at all. Some things are better left untouched by the public. In a January 2026 interview, Michelle reflected on the impact of her sister's high-profile breakup without revisiting the details that once dominated headlines. She declined to spell out everything she learned, explaining that the most important takeaway was knowing what not to share. Her view is simple but firm. Personal relationships lose their meaning when they become public property. According to Michelle, the constant commentary, speculation, and judgment surrounding her sister's relationship didn't protect love, it diluted it. Rather than teaching her how to survive public scrutiny, Cassie's experience convinced Michelle that the healthiest move is avoidance altogether. Choosing privacy in an industry that rewards exposure. At 28, Michelle is part of a generation of actors expected to be accessible at all times: social media updates, relationship confirmations, and carefully curated vulnerability. Yet she has chosen a different path. She has repeatedly emphasized that public perception is not the same thing as personal truth. Fame, she says, creates a distorted version of identity that can bleed into relationships if boundaries aren't enforced early. This philosophy explains why Michelle has declined to comment on any romantic speculation surrounding her, even when paparazzi photos and online chatter intensify. Her silence isn't strategic branding, it's protective instinct. Cassie Randolph and Colton Underwood, a relationship that didn't end when cameras stopped. Cassie Randolph and Colton Underwood officially ended their relationship in May 2020, just over a year after their Bachelor finale aired. At first, both framed the split as respectful and mutual, but months later, the situation escalated. Cassie filed for a restraining order alleging stalking and harassment, claims that were widely reported and legally documented at the time. She later withdrew the order, and Colton publicly stated that he believed Cassie acted in good faith. No criminal conviction resulted from the filing, and both parties eventually moved forward with their lives separately. Colton later came out publicly as gay in 2021, a revelation that reframed much of the public conversation surrounding their relationship, but did not retroactively change the seriousness of Cassie's earlier legal concerns. Life after The Bachelor: separate, stable, and settled. Time has softened what once felt explosive. Cassie Randolph is now married to musician Brighton Reinhardt, with whom she built a relationship entirely outside the reality television ecosystem. Their wedding marked a clear closing chapter, one defined by privacy rather than performance. Colton Underwood also found stability. He married political strategist Jordan C. Brown in 2023, and the couple welcomed a child the following year. For Michelle, watching both sides eventually land in healthier places reinforced her belief that not every relationship needs an audience, and that healing often happens off-camera. Why Michelle won't confirm or deny anything. When asked about rumored relationships, Michelle remains consistent. She does not clarify, she does not deny, she does not explain. Her reasoning is rooted in self-preservation. She believes that once a relationship becomes part of a public narrative, it stops belonging to the people inside it. Expectations, assumptions, and speculation begin shaping the story, and sometimes the outcome. This belief is shared by others in Hollywood, including actors who have acknowledged that dating in the public eye requires an unusually high tolerance for intrusion. Michelle simply opted out. A pattern across Bachelor Nation. What happened to Cassie and Colton is not an anomaly within Bachelor Nation, it's a pattern. Over the years, dozens of couples formed under intense production pressure have struggled once cameras disappeared. Some transitioned into long-term marriages, many unraveled within months. From quick engagements to quiet divorces, the franchise has produced love stories that thrived and many that collapsed under scrutiny. The difference, Michelle suggests indirectly, is whether those couples learned to protect something sacred once the show ended.